So in this lesson, we've discussed some very important ideas about motivation and emotion. So with motivation, we've seen how need states lead to drives, and then those drives lead to motivated behaviors. We've also discussed how needs can be arranged in a hierarchy, from the most basic, like physiological and safety needs, all the way up to higher level needs of self-esteem and self-actualization. We've also talked about incentives and how incentives are important rewards for doing things well. We've talked about two basic needs, sex and hunger. And sex is about survival of the species, hunger is about survival of the individual. And with sex, we've seen, for instance, the brain system that regulates it is the hypothalamus, and the hormones involved in regulating sexual behavior are mostly testosterone. Likewise, with hunger, we've seen how the brain, again, the hypothalamus, regulates hunger, as well as the blood, glucose levels, and then finally, again, hormones, but this time leptin, ghrelin, and insulin, for example. And then we've also seen how culture very much shapes what we eat, and we call that cuisine. So we've also talked about emotion, and emotions are experienced when we think of something as both meaningful and harmful or beneficial to our well-being. In other words, how we appraise events shape the emotions we experience. So for instance, if we think something has been lost, we might experience the emotion of sadness. If we think something is a threat to us, we might experience the emotion of either fear or anger. Emotions are accompanied by changes in our physiology, in our expression, and in our feeling states. Now, emotions and moods are not the same. Emotions are a result from specific events, and they tend to be very short in duration. Moods, on the other hand, are often come about from something very vague, and they're much more longer lasting. And then affective traits are personality dispositions. So some people are more likely to experience anger and sadness or anxiety, for instance. And then lastly, we've talked about how the stereotypes of men and women being different in emotion are not really all that true a lot of the time. Men and women, in fact, experience and express emotion very much the same way. We did see, however, that women are better at talking about emotion precisely and also reading emotion on people's faces and in their voices.